Welcome to Coom Currie Sports Card Podcast, where collecting meets the game. Your hosts, the Tag Team Champions.
Before we get into today's show, Coom Currie Sports Cards would like to thank our sponsors, Kiwi Card Collective. Without KCC, we wouldn't be here today. We appreciate your continued support. Head over to KCC Facebook page. They've got tons of weekly breaks, NFL, NBA, WWE, and much more. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Yes, welcome troops. Episode 52, Coom Currie Sports Card Trading Podcast. Coom, how are we?
I'm fantastic, although you're coming to me live from New Zealand, where we have what is essentially some sort of hurricane going on outside. It has been going on all night. I am not looking forward to when it's light and I can see the absolute carnage outside, because that's what it sounds like. But on the other hand, MC, you're living in a tropical paradise by the sounds of it.
Tropical weather, not a paradise. It is, as you well know, the UK heat is just for the listeners.
What?
Coom's got a Ronaldinho McDonald's cup. Well done.
Ooh.
Good. I got a son one of them cups, but yeah, I'd rather probably Ronaldinho, Beckham, Henri. Anyway, yeah, it's been absolutely sweltering the last 2 days. Super difficult. And then I've obviously opened the doors to the studio, and it is like an absolute sauna. So what can you do?
Sitting in an oven, aren't you?
I am. I'm slowly cooking here, boy. Slowly cooking. But the show must go on.
Show always goes on, boy. Always goes on.
Football is always a winner. Coom, I'm going to jump straight into World Cup updates. Have you been watching much of the World Cup?
Yep. Yeah, I have. I watched some of Scotland-Brazil yesterday, actually.
Tough one,
Are we all right to talk about that, Chief?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I mean...
Feeling a bit sore?
No, it was always a huge ask, wasn't it? But shooting themselves in the foot, honestly, like the errors, the gifts, like I bet Vinny Jr. thought it's like bloody training session. Do you know what I mean? Like he was just like goals, the first one, the cross to him as well. Like just felt like, I don't know, just lackluster, lethargic, but probably a lot of nerves on it as well, I reckon. So Scotland have given it a good go. Defensive errors have cost them in that game against Brazil. Could have done with a draw to get them over the line. But yeah, that was always going to be a huge ask, wasn't it, against Brazil? But I thought they played well in parts, but they definitely did. Their game plan was obviously to give Scotland the ball, soak it up, and then when they got the ball, just attack. And yeah, 3-0. Can't really complain with that. But yeah, if the errors were removed from that game, could have been a bit of a different story. But I think that knocks you confidence. 2 games in a row they've conceded in the first 5-10 minutes, and at that level, it's going to be tough to turn that around.
I'll tell you what, though, MC, I'm pleased that we're getting to the business end now, because the World Cup with so many teams. Yeah, there's been some cool, some quite nice stories, I guess, but I am looking forward to the business end. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a weird scenario where England could actually play Scotland if Scotland stay where they are in the best place third place position?
Yeah, so basically what the situation with this World Cup is, obviously there are, for the first time in World Cup history, there are the most amount of teams, or the most amount of nations, that entered into the major tournament. I think without off the top of my head, I think it used to be like 8 groups, A, B, C, D, F, G, H. I think that was right. Might be 8. There's 12 groups this World Cup. So there's another, 16 nations essentially. So the rule of thumb is
good maths. Good maths.
Just about. The rule is if it's the 8 best placed third nations go through to the knockout phase. So I think Scotland are sitting like 6th or 7th, maybe. So they are now basically out of their hands. It depends on other nations and how they get on. I think Germany and Ivory Coast are playing tonight. If they both win, that's good for Scotland. So they basically need to keep Curacao and Ecuador away from them. And there's a couple of other ones like tomorrow or Sunday, I think. But yeah, it's going to be it's in the hands of the footballing gods now. And yeah, I can't see it myself. I think if they hadn't conceded as many as they had, they were in for a chance. They'd lost 1-0, 2-0 max.
Yeah.
That's been right, but because they've conceded 3, yeah, they're on like -3 now. Yeah, which it's going to be difficult to go back from. But you never know. You never know. This World Cup's thrown out a few curveballs, isn't it? So
yeah. MC, talking of World Cup, I've been thoroughly entertained with your TikTok videos opening the World Cup stickers, and they've had a good response from what I can see. You've had quite a lot of views on there, so people, you can tell everyone's got World Cup fever.
yeah, surprisingly, because I remember doing the Christmas Advent calendar. Do you remember the Tops Premier League? I did like one a day. Really enjoyed that, but I think for them on the whole, it wasn't great in terms of attraction, responses, views, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. It was all right to do, but yeah, it wasn't great. But this time round, I've put up 6 packs and they've got a good response. Yeah, and people commenting on it, putting photos of their best pulls and stuff like that. So yeah, got plenty more where that came from, Chief. Including, so I've still got 26 posts or 26 packs to post. He's bit the bullet. First purchase, I bought a pack of 8 packets, just like a little guess like a booster box. So there's 8 packs of stickers in there.
How many spondoolies did that send you back?
This was £9.99, I believe. So it's about £1.30 or £1.20 a pack.
Oh, what was a pack back in the day? About 25 pence, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, around that.
The old Merlin Premier League.
Yeah. Do you know what? In Morrison Seaford, hold tight, still coming through with the goods. They actually had single packs available after last week's discussion.
Yeah.
Love to see it, but there was to the side. I had to like search for them. I saw that like a box and I managed to see it, but yeah, I just used to remember them being like behind the till or right at the till. As soon as you got up there and you'd count them out, or the person behind the till would count them out for you, and that was that's nostalgia, and a hit of nostalgia right there.
Pure nostalgia.
But yeah, like we mentioned last week, it's bulk buying this year. You know, this modern age, that's just the way it is, Chief. But yeah, loving it actually. We'll get on to some of my sticker updates later on in the show. But what I do want to touch on, Coom, we spoke in a bit of depth about the new rules, that have been set in play in the World Cup.
You did.
I want to touch on a specific situation, which encountered the
pressure here, aren't I?
No. History was made the other night. Almiron for Paraguay. First player ever to be sent off for covering the mouth, saying something, and I think gave me a bit of clarity seeing that. And then Jude Bellingham did it against Ghana, didn't he? Did it to Jordan Ayew, but it was just it was the interaction between Almiron and can't remember the Turkish players who he spoke to, but as soon as he said it, Turkish player went berserk, didn't he? Went run over to lino to the ref like, oh, that's something. But then Bellingham and Ayew's one was much more of just a conversation. Like there was no sort of physical response you could see, or like emotion that it poured out of Ayew. It was just looked like a meaningless, or not meaningless, but like, nothing major in terms of said, anything aggressive or I don't know, anything untoward, should I say. Whereas Almiron's one, he obviously said something to upset the player for him to react the way he did. And yeah, first player to be sent off.
Didn't he?
Big time, yeah. Can't do it. You know the rules, the new rules. They knew the rules. I don't know. I'd love to know what.
I think it's another. I think it's another example where the lawmakers have tried to create some black and white rules, but they've created a grey area for me, because I absolutely think Almiron should have been sent off, because regardless of what we think of the rule or the law, it is the law, you know about it, so it's stupid that he's done that. So, no issues there at all. I've heard a few people going, oh, it's ridiculous. No, you knew the law. It was very much talked about. And then some people have gone about, Bellingham's and stuff, but they've said in the law that, like if it's just a conversation and that they can do that. But then the grey area for me is when does it become, a confrontation? When does it become just a conversation? Because we all know, every single one of us, me, you, everyone listening, we know a normal conversation has got the potential to turn nasty quite quickly. It happens. So if they're having what FIFA would call normal conversation, and then, a racist comment comes out or whatever it is they're trying to prevent, there's your grey area. Yeah, bit of a weird one. I don't think it's a law that will be in place for a long time. That's my view, MC.
Yep, I agree. I don't think it will stay in play because, like you said, it's I guess a lot of these are probably not that they've communicated it, but I guess quite a lot of these new rules will obviously be trial and error. We'll see how it goes in the World Cup. If it works, brilliant, we'll keep it. If it doesn't, sort of remove it or amend it accordingly. So
Yeah. Let's trial new laws in the biggest tournament in the sport. Yeah, good one. Yeah,
yeah, good idea.
I think you actually touched upon that when. Yeah, I think when we spoke about it originally, you actually said that, didn't you? Yeah, good, just make it a little bit harder for the refs. How can we make their job a bit? I know. Yeah, let's biggest tournament in the world. Let's just chuck a few rogue rules in there.
I can
Got
just
24 hours to learn them, boys and girls.
yeah, don't mess it up. I can just imagine the conference room at FIFA and them going through all these rules. What do you think about this one? Yeah, chuck it in. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Chuck it in, yeah. Chuck it in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah,
that
see if
one,
it
don't you-
works. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, reading through it going, yeah, that's fine. That is fine. That is fine. Sign it off. Yeah,
TV?
good.
What are you doing there?
Yeah,
of course.
of course. So, but yeah, look, moving on from obviously discuss Scotland, England, Coom, the Ghana game. Thoughts?
I only watched the first half. I had an appointment somewhere which I didn't realise when I made it. I'm pretty pleased I did in the end. It seemed boring the second. Well, half I watched was boring. I don't really. Everyone's getting their bee in a bonnet about it. I don't really care. It's all about the end result, isn't it? It's just about the knockouts. I almost think it's not worth having a conversation around because the first one, I had concerns from the first game because everyone was excited and it was exciting. It was not a snooze fest like Gareth Southgate's football, England. But the 2 goals are fairly easy for Croatia and there was other opportunities. So there was alarm bells for me. This one, Ghana just parked the bus, didn't they? And everyone's saying that, like, I can't remember what pundit it was saying, if every team plays like that, or through history, we wouldn't have football, wouldn't be where it is. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't actually matter because when you go into the knockouts, you've got it's a knockout game. You've got to have a winner. Ghana, if they get through, they are through, aren't they? They're not going to, they've got to do their own thing. And I think England will have other teams to play who aren't. It's just, it is what it is. We're going through. It doesn't change anything. We won't be playing Ghana again, and we'll go on to the knockouts where ultimately you've got to have a winner. And we're probably not going to come up against another team like that who are going to park the bus. So, for me, no, it was boring, no issue. It's a shame that it was a boring game, but other than that, we move on. We move. Got Panama next to finish the group proceedings, and then it's all about the business. That's when the fun starts.
Yeah, true.
That's my view.
I think watching that game, I was watching it with friends of the pod, shall I say? Huggins, a couple of other gentlemen that I won't mention. I don't think they even listen to this, but good friends of ours, best friends of ours. Watching with them, and it was
don't mention their name. Disgusting.
Disgusting. I actually felt. Don't know. I feel like I could. Here's a shout for you. Breaking news. I feel like I could go into coaching. I was watching that game and I was just thinking what I would do to tinker it. And it all made sense to me. Yeah, and I just think, what am I worth in Football Manager game?
Get down that line.
Get down that line. 4-4-2. Get it out wide.
Trying to think of the words to the world in motion. You got to hold and get.
The ball.
You must get to the
red time. I've got in the Euros. Actually, I'll send it over to you. You can put it on Instagram. I did a video of it in the garden, mouthing the words with a ball under my arm with an Adidas jumper on, John Barnes-esque.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll go up.
Pass, it's all about passing the move.
Pass the
move, boy. Liverpool groove.
But yeah, I won't go into my my England. It's not a rant. It's just advice for Tommy Tuchel. I think he could have made some changes earlier. I think they were always going to play the way that they played, and yeah, there was a few things that maybe I would have done or I would have thought he may have done in terms of opening up that congestion in the middle. They just obviously they sat back and their midfield was just soaking up. Anderson, Rice, and Bellingham were just outnumbered in there. So my just quickly, my thing would be push them fullbacks up, push the wingers up, and then that would obviously pull out their midfield to have to mark Jed Spence and who else is playing on the wing? Reece James. They're both attacking fullbacks anyway, but they were never getting massively too far forward. I think if they did, that would have left a bit more room in the middle for the central midfielders to get a bit more on the ball. And yeah, but look, I won't go into it because I won't stop. But yeah, looking forward to the Panama game. It should be an easy game. And then onto the knockout phases. Knockout phases are done. I was reading about this. Are done almost like Wimbledon. So like the seeded teams, in terms of we won't face Spain or Argentina until the semi-finals. We can't play France until the final. So it's done. That's how it's sort of set out. Which I guess in terms of an entertainment and a business, that's probably the right way to do it. And that's probably that's to make a big, to build it up into a big monumental final. That's probably the angle they're going for. So yes, I think if we go through top, we play Cape Verde. I think next potentially. And then I think it might be Mexico and then or Scotland. Sorry, so it all depends, doesn't it, on these last the last round of games? But yeah, exciting business end. I do like the end of the groups. It all starts coming together. You start to see the teams like getting chucked out, getting done. See you later, and then some teams going through, and we will see what happens at the World Cup.
Tuchel's got to stop. Tuchel's got to stop playing Claire Balding on the left.
I mean, you've got. I don't know why he hasn't. Rashford's got to start there, hasn't he? Surely.
Well, I know. We can't change anything now. I've got bloody Rio Ngamoa, chilling out at home, and you've got bloody Anthony Gordon playing. I think Barca want their money back, wouldn't
they? Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I think Anthony Gordon on his day is really good, but Rashford's just done the double with Barcelona. GA goals and assists he's got for Barcelona was fantastic. So. He would have loved running that defence.
And he scored a lovely goal, didn't he, in that first game?
He did, yeah. So I'm sure there'll be changes for the Panama game on Saturday, but or Sunday for you, I think it is. But yeah, let's move on. Coom, bit of nostalgia here. Going to move on to we've inadvertently been collecting what is known as the Ballers figurines. Now, if you're unsure of what the Ballers are, they are if you're of an age of what we are. They are similar to the Corinthian figures, if you remember them. So the big heads on the little bodies, little figures. And inadvertently, Coom sent me a few pictures of this. They come in like a plastic ball, don't they? You crack it open. You have a packet in there, and that's where you find your player. Now, I've got one. I've got one with me as well. I got a couple for my birthday, and I'll tell you who I got first.
You're going to crack it live on it?
No, I've cracked it. I've already cracked them all. I'll tell you who I got. Alistair Johnston, Canada, Celtic player as well. So not best pleased with that first one. Ooh. Second one was Edison Alvarez. Yeah, Edison Alvarez of Mexico. Third one, here we go, Starboy. Came on, made a bit of a difference. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, nice.
Although don't remember him having that much of a goatee, but anyway.
Nah.
But this one came with...
I mean, they're not great for...
Came with like a little like silver, like pog, if you will. But you've got
Pog. Oh, yeah. Pog. Classic. All
the other ones come with that, like the little like that.
I've got the menu, MC. Look at that.
Yeah, don't worry about me, boy.
He's got his own menu.
We've got our own menu. And you go on.
Looking at the bottom of this, though, you highlighted this to me. Linking this to the sports card world, there is some variations, isn't there? So you've got all the teams listed, which have got all the same style, where they look like Neanderthals, to be fair, where they're like dragging their knuckles by the looks of it. But then at the bottom, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 specials or variations, haven't we? So I didn't realise this because you said to me when I posted Musiala, or whatever his name is, that it was a special one because it had the goal. So he was the first one I posted on Insta. But I did actually do a one on my own, which I didn't post, which is a Harry Kane, which is on the top of the... Let me get him.
Yeah, love to see it, boy.
The other one from yesterday. So I got the Harry Kane, bog standard Harry Kane. There he is. Dragging his knuckles there. And then I did the Musiala one, which is a special. And then, MC, I'm jumping in here. I took the girls to Kmart yesterday. A black T-shirt, because Lily's got it's a yearly thing called Matariki over here. Which is I'm not 100% sure what it is, so we'll move swiftly on, but it's a play she's doing. So I get a black T-shirt. And while I was in there, they had the Ballers, which are $12. A lot cheaper than 2 other places I've seen them. So I thought, yeah, go on then, I'll grab one. And it's weird. I feel like I had the equivalent to some sort of biblical moment, because this sort of box was stacked with these balls, and all I wanted out of that thing, right, was an Alisson Becker, a PC Alisson Becker. I love Alisson Becker, best keeper, phenomenal. All I wanted was an Alisson. All we need is Alisson
Alisson
Becker.
Becker.
He's our keeper. All I wanted was an Alisson Becker, and I thought, right, pick one. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And then obviously I did my pictures last night, and when I opened it and I saw the bit of green, I was like, surely not. Surely. There's in excess of 40 of these things to collect. And then I moved the packet a little bit higher, and then out came Alisson Becker
It's because he's got
variation.
his hands up like that doing
Does it
pointing
get better than that? The ballers, mate, completed it. That's me done.
Really.
Don't need to go back in there. I've got what I needed. Alisson Becker.
But
He's our keeper.
So you've got obviously you've got like the standard ones, and you've got the Harry Kane standard, and the other two you've got are both two of the limited edition ones. What a result that is!
That's it. Yeah.
Wouldn't mind the Messi one.
Is that good?
That's pretty cool.
Probably worth a few bob, isn't it?
No Portugal,
no Ronaldo though, is there?
No Ronaldo, no Lamine Yamal either in the Spain
That's
one.
weird.
Yeah,
who we got? Ferran Torres, Cavill, Pedri.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd be gutted, wouldn't you, if you get Alistair Johnson?
Yeah, shocker.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, I know it was. Florian Wirtz wouldn't mind.
I quite like the Anthony Robinson one. That looks pretty cool. We got Cole Palmer. He's not even at the World Cup.
Shocker. Shocking.
That's a blow.
But they are pretty cool. Don't mind them. The weird thing is about them, you can take their hands and their feet off. So I gave them to my little girl. We lost.
Oh, can you?
I think we lost. Yeah. Look, I don't know if on the limited edition ones, but on the standard ones, you can take their hands and feet off. I gave Edison Alvarez to my little one, and took us about a week to find his right hand. In the rug. Stepped on the rug and went, there it is. You can see it glistening.
There it is.
Anyway,
fair play. Should we move on, MC?
Yes, Coom, I'm going to throw it over to you. KCC updates. Talk us through it.
Oh, KCC updates. I'll tell you what I will say first. Now, I've took a screenshot of this because it's not really my bag, but KCC they're quite big in the NASCAR breaks. And yesterday I was just browsing before bed, and Nick had done a break that had been filling for a while, and two absolute bangers have come out of it. So I thought it was only right if I mentioned this on the podcast. So I'm having a look. They pulled a Kyle. This is going to be comedy for the NASCAR boys because I do not know how to say this. Kyle Busch, a black color blast, and it is stunning. Now, I know nothing about NASCAR, but that is a lovely, lovely card. So what I can say is whoever pulled that is going to be absolutely buzzing. And then they got a Ryan Blaney, 1 of 1. 1 of 1.
Oh,
from the same block.
What a couple of pulls that is.
So, yeah, we already knew that Kiwi Card Collective was a hit factory, but a colour blast and a 1 of 1 in one break for NASCAR. All I'll say is, if you are into your NASCAR, jump on their Facebook page, jump on the group, because they are pulling some absolute heat. And I'm just looking at the cards now. You have to jump on the page and have a look, but they're absolutely stunning. We all love a colour blast, don't we?
Yes.
I sent you a picture of a Gerrard one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
For me,
phenomenal.
So KCC have also got an under wraps helmet break, which is currently filling. I've watched a couple of those with other breakers, and they are the hats, the helmets, they're full size signed helmets. So there's a checklist, and there's different variations. There's an art version where someone's done some art all over the helmet, and it's been signed by a player. I think Darnold and Jigba are on the checklist for Seahawks. That's filling quite nicely. And then obviously we've got Cosmic, which is due. We're going to have a chat about Cosmic, MC, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the next segment on the agenda, Chief. So
yeah. And of course, as we mentioned before, there's lots of WWE breaks, NBA. So yeah, jump on Kiwi Card Collective. Keep growing the page, keep growing the hobby, and get them breaks filling.
Absolutely. KCC, aka the Hit Factory. Get over to the page, get involved in a break. And thanks to Nick and KCC for the continued support and sponsoring the pod. Up the KCC. Coom, Cosmic football product, or American football product, should we say? Thoughts? I know you've had a look at this as recently as last night. So talk to me, boy. What's your thoughts on Topps Cosmic?
Yeah, so when I first saw the pictures of Cosmic, before it had actually come out, there's an insert called Constellation, I think it is, which is a thing of beauty. It's something that I know that I need in my collection. There's a Milroy one, there's a JSM one, and that obviously piqued my interest. Now, I know Cosmic's not new. I think they even did an unlicensed Cosmic, so people are aware of it. I've never obviously had any dealings with it through our time in the hobby, but when I first started looking, the base cards are pretty cool, and I got really excited about it. Now, I've not actually been in a break. The only one that's actually come up over in New Zealand with Blunt, someone took the Seahawks too quickly for me. And I was so excited. Look, I will jump in a break, but I've kind of changed my mind on the product without even touching it. I think some of the cards, when I think about what sort of floats my boat, if you will, I like quite simple, clean designs. The more I see of Cosmic, the more I feel like it's far too busy. With the exception of a few variations or a few inserts, like even the planets. There's one where you can get like Earth, Sun, and then you get a player in front of it. And I think the big hit really is like your Jackson Darts, Cam Ward, obviously the rookies. I look at them and I'm like the only reason say I got Giants, for example, and I got a dart, the only reason I'd get excited about that is because of the value of the card, because people are paying a lot of money. In terms of design, it's just too much going on for me. They're cool in a way, but I just feel like it's not. Yeah, maybe I kind of got excited about it a bit too quickly without seeing it. That said, though, MC, you know this as well as me. Sometimes when you get things in hand, it does change a lot of things.
Big time.
But yeah, for me, I'm excited in a way because I'm hell bent on getting this insert, the Constellations. But generally, I'm not sure the product's for me. But who knows if that will change when I get it in hand? I think the cards look premium. It's on good stock, so that could change things. And we all love a bit of good stock, don't we?
Oh, don't we just? And I'll tell you what, something that we're going to touch on very soon on the show is that Coom ripped a product.
Ooh.
He hasn't ripped before, but all of the reviews from Coom have been stellar. So I can't wait to get into that, because that's a product you haven't put your hands on. You put your hands on it, and now you are in Wonderland. A Merlin Wonderland, should we say?
Unbelievable.
But one of the main topics of this show, Coom, is your PCG submission. Yeah. Express delivery. Brilliant. Yeah. You last week on the pod, you said, and I quote, if the first card gets a 9.5 or above, I will reveal the next grading of the second card live on the pod. Fantastic. Can't wait. Absolutely buzzing. It's not happening, is it?
I'm sorry. Codswollop. Is that your Codswollop for the week?
Yeah. We'll move on to Codswollop, and you're in it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't got the ability. I haven't. It's not in my DNA. I just can't.
Fair enough, Coom. But I now know what the grading was. Let's get into it. Give us a breakdown of the delivery and what was what gradings were revealed.
Yes. So, firstly, yeah, like I said, I said it on the pod, didn't I? So I sent it off for. I use express service. So what got me thinking about it was obviously all this carry on with PSA and tag and all this sort of thing. And being new to the hobby, it's intriguing, isn't it? Because PSA do upcharges all the time. And I know I've been on the pod a few times sort of having a little rant about I just can't get my head around the obsession. And I started watching some videos on YouTube around anything I could find related to PCG. So be it reviews, and then interestingly, there's a few videos about the actual grading process. And I became fascinated. So I thought I'll just jump on their website. And then I don't know if I said it before, but I guess I subconsciously knew there was probably some sort of fast track service. But then I was looking through the website and I was like, oh, it's this express service. I was like, all right, I'll whack it on, because I've done 3 or 4 submissions before on the standard, and it's very, very consistent around the 4-week mark, which is great. That's fantastic. I've never had an issue. So I thought I'll send 2 cards off. I've got my Colour Blast and Uptown sitting there. I'm going to send them off on the express service and see and see what happens. Now, I sent them on the Thursday on an overnight. They arrived Friday morning, and by close of play Friday, on the timeline, they'd already graded them, which was great. And then on Monday, by Monday midday, they'd already been completed, available to check the scores via the website, and I'd been given a tracking number for their delivery, and I received them Tuesday. So in terms of speed and efficiency, 10 out of 10. Phenomenal.
Well, that's 2 to 3 business days, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And it was good value. I think that was $50 a card. So it's about 25 of your English pounds, MC, I would say, give or take, depending on the current exchange rate. So yeah, let's get to the point you've referenced. That firstly, I do apologise. I did make a commitment on the pod. I feel like I've let you and the listeners down, the viewers on YouTube, the listeners. But
The millions.
we move. So the Uptown submitted first at the top of the list. I scrolled down, right, and I sort of squint my eyes a little bit. So I'm in control of what I see. So you can hide the grades or you can reveal them. So I've hit reveal. I scrolled down and I've seen, what have I seen, MC? I've seen centering 10. I've seen corners 10. I'm thinking, here we go. Next row. I'm in here. Jizz 9.5. Surface 9.5. Final score 10 on the Uptown. Wow.
10, 10, 10. Look at that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What a start.
It's unbelievable.
So that would have given you...
So at that point, you're absolutely... Go on.
You know, as previously discussed last week, 9.5 or a 10 above would have given you the access to have kept the other one a secret until this episode.
My word.
But got carried away, didn't you?
I got carried away, yeah. I got overexcited. Now, this bit of information is more for your benefit. So obviously that Uptown, the sub scores 10, 10, 9.5, 9.5. So that's then awarded a Gem Mint 10. Now, PSA, obviously, you don't get the sub scores. And we've spoke about this, MC. You just get a 10. So all we're interested really, in reality, is that 10. Gem Mint 10. But PCG do further similar method to Beckett. They do 2 sort of iterations of that, if you will. So if you get a 10, 10, 10, 9.5, you get a pristine 10. You still get the 10. 10's the highest you can get, but it goes from a Gem Mint to a pristine. And if you get a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, you get a flawless 10. And they'll give you a special label as well, which is coated in, I think it might even be 24 karat gold. Phenomenal.
No, really?
The label. With PCG, all the labels are metal, yeah, and they're laser engraved. Good quality. Now, for those PSA, you'll find that PCG slab is amongst the best slabs out in the industry. It's phenomenal. So I scroll down, MC. I see a 10. I see another 10. I scroll down to the bottom line. I see another 10, and I'm like, I'm in here. Could be getting my first flawless. And then I unsquint my eyes, and I see surface 9.5. And I've got a pristine 10. It's my second ever pristine. We got one before on a Caleb Williams, but I should be over the moon with that. But I feel a bit, come on, I'm 0.5 away. Just give me that 0.5. Yeah, let's get it done. Let's get the flawless. But I feel I'm absolutely buzzing, to be fair. Absolutely buzzing.
Should be over the
Pristine
moon.
10 is phenomenal. I am. I absolutely am. But that flawless, it eludes me. But yeah, got a pristine 10 and a Gem Mint 10. Could not be happier, boy. Service was phenomenal. And I guess you'd say this is a bit of breaking news, but I approached PCG a while ago to see if they would be interested in coming on the podcast. Obviously, with them being New Zealand based and presumably trying to grow their presence, I guess. And this is a great opportunity, isn't it, with PSA? So you do get a lot of people, there's a lot of services that will be the middleman and do PSA submissions. And lots of people in New Zealand do that. So this, for me, with the pause at PSA, is a great opportunity for PCG to, in my opinion, to really push and try and get more business. And I've been speaking to Robert Miller, who's the co-founder and the ops manager, and he has agreed over the next few weeks at some stage to come onto the podcast and have a conversation with us about PCG and what they're trying to do. For me and yourself, MC, that is massive, isn't it? Absolutely huge. I cannot wait to get Robert on the podcast and and just have a chat, all things grading. So phenomenal. What I will like to say before you react to that, as a caveat, my review of PCG is not in any way sponsored or anything like that. That is a genuine. I paid for it. It's my service, service I selected. So that is just my genuine review. That's what happened. Very quick service. Chuff with the grades. Phenomenal.
Incredible, Chief. I mean, heaven is a place on earth, specifically Wellington, New Zealand.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, buzzing. I mean, over the moon for you, Chief, that you've those two cards. I know how big those two cards are in your collection. So I'm sure there would have been a bit of anxiety around what you might have got back from the express delivery. So fantastic news. Caveat into the news about Robert, co-founder, coming on. Yeah, ecstatic. That'd be a hell of a chat. Would be yeah, would love to sit down and have a chat over the pod with him. So yeah, fingers crossed that happens over the next few weeks and we dig into PCG and cover all bases grading. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, and your eyes and ears peeled for that episode.
MC,
That
can I just jump in here? Actually, I know this is an unsanctioned section of the pod, but on the guests, it's quite. I enjoy the episodes where I know we're going to get into some stats actually shortly around the podcast and stuff like that. And I've got it up on my other monitor, and I'm looking at the show titles and instantly I know who was on the show. But sometimes it's nice for us to have just you and I, we get into some topics and stuff like that. And over the time with episode 52 today?
Correct.
Yeah, so over that time we've had some unbelievable guests. But I just want to say we're at a point where we've done 2 shows in a row, just you and I. But we've got some unbelievable guests coming up over the next few months. We've got, like I said, we've got Robert Miller from PCG. We've got Matt Brown coming on from Card Crazy. We've got Najesh coming on from Blunt Collections, New Zealand. There's a couple of contacts that we've got from, I guess, Instagram and TikTok connections that want to jump on as well. We've got Bazza Collects, who will be a returning guest who's going over to do a show in America. So we're either going to do one from the States or when Bazza comes back to tell us about that. So we've got Bazza returning. We'll no doubt have Nick from KCC back on for his 5th or 6th appearance. We've got Nick and Brock are doing the Auckland card show, so we'll have them back on. And Hamish has got to come back on now. He's got the bug for it. The confidence is there. That's a man with a lot of knowledge, so looking forward to getting him back on. We are inundated with possibilities and guests that are lined up, and I think from day one we joked. I thought, we started with Huggins. It was a low bar. Nah, just joking. Under the pod, Huggins jumped on, got the ball rolling. It's amazing, really. It's absolutely amazing that we've got all these people to schedule and get on and actually see value in it. And one concern I had with the pod is that, we had an idea of people we wanted to speak to and stuff like that. And I don't like being rejected. Do not take to it very well. So, and that hinders sometimes because you don't want to ask, or I think that people, how do people see the podcast, for example, and for people to want to be on it is phenomenal. So yeah, I just want to say thanks to the guests we've had on, the guests that want to come on. It's great, love it. Episode 52.
Long may it continue. I've got a few in the pipeline as well that I need to touch base with and invite on, and yeah, I think there'll be a point. I think we get in our podcast, like what's the word I'm looking for? Traditionally, I think we go through like a certain period of having guests on back to back, don't we? And then we have like a bit of a cooling period and we sit down, just me and you, and then it'll happen again. And I think I've got a feeling that at the moment there's going to be a big chunk of episodes where we're going to have some superb guests on, and that is what we're here for, and that's what we want. So yeah, long may that continue, Chief. Eyes and ears open, listeners and watchers. Keep your eyes and ears open for these new episodes and new customers, new guests. Sorry. What are we selling? No. On that on that bombshell, segue into Coom. We're going to go into mail day. I'm going to let you go first. Obviously, we've touched on the PCG submission, not a problem. Anything else mail day this week, Chief? Have you received anything else?
I'm supposed to have 3 packages turning up today, but 2 of them say processed at the depot. They've been saying that for about 3 days, so that's a bit concerning. Never had an issue before. I've got one that says it's with Courier that's come from Card Crazy, which should have some nice stuff from Signature Class in it. I've got a nice Sam Darnold, which Matt is kindly put into a Card Crazy slab, which is numbered to 25, I believe. It's the yellow, so it looks very close to the gold, which I have actually got and had graded. So that'd be quite nice. Possibly a rainbow on the horizon there. I know someone who's got the green teal
Really?
mojo as well. So there could be, could be interesting, but mail, yes, I've got those coming, but I don't want to encroach too much on the chat we're going to have about the Merlin Premier League. But I've got a lot of stuff from the blaster that I got. But other than that, my actual mail day has been fairly quiet. I bought a couple of cards for a bit of inventory for various shows and things. But yeah, like for my PC, just having a look, I don't think I've had no. Let's move on, Chief.
I'll go into my mail day, and then we'll segue back into, and we'll loop round into the Merlin product that you ripped, the Topps Merlin Premier League product, which I obviously had a blaster box last week. Superb product. So looking forward to seeing. Well, I've seen what you've got, but looking forward to hearing your thoughts and what you ripped. Yeah, I'll jump in. I first and foremost, I've been going through my Liverpool binder. As previously mentioned, I'm missing a few singles from the fan set and the team set of Topps. So my first card, we'll start with the label, is this this insert of Fabio Carvalho from the 22-23. It's just like it's called an LIH. So it's an insert, but I needed that, and I've got a few other players of that set that I need to get. So
Very cool looking, yeah.
That's ticked off the list. So
Nice.
that'll be straight into the binder. 2 Steven Gerrard Field Levels.
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
What, new ones?
Back. 2 new ones, Chief. 2 new ones. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. I'm really happy about one of them. Okay, so I've got 2. One of them's numbered, and one of them's numbered, one of them isn't. And the one that wasn't numbered cost me more than the numbered one. I'll let you be the judge of this. But the first one is the shock. So it's on the shock. Field level shock. So can you see like the background? Yeah. So that's been on my eBay watch list for ages, and I just thought I'll get it because it's almost one of the basic ones. This is how I look at it. My rainbow. You know, you get the basic colours, like the base cards, if you will, not the numbered or the high end ones. I feel like that's like the connection to the numbered ones, I feel, because it's not like a coloured one, and it's not a numbered one. So that was cool. Yeah, picked it up off eBay. Been on the watch list for a while. This one I had on the watch list on eBay, then I found it on Vinted for half the price. Numbered 43 out of 150. Steven Gerrard on the camo.
Oh yes, MC, love that.
So one of the first rainbow cards I got in this was the winter camo. So it's like a white and blue camouflage.
Yeah.
And now I've got the camouflage one now. Super buzzing with that. The collection keeps growing, Chief.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Couple of really happy with those.
Have you got a checklist yet?
Sort of.
Okay, ticking them off.
Yeah.
Or you just building it up to a point where you think you're like pretty much there, and then you'll kind of work out exactly what you need from there.
Yeah, pretty much. I saw there was a Peacock one. You know, the case hit Peacock in a Gem Mint 10 PSA for like 250 quid on eBay. That's on the watch list. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It'll stand there for a while, I reckon. And the last bit of mail day
track, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, especially the big ones that are quite expensive. Last bit of mail day. Now this is a bit different, Coom, but I think you're going to really appreciate this. So it's not a card. This one, not a card. It is FIFA 2026 officially licensed coin.
Ooh. Oh, harping back to our joint coin collecting days.
Yeah. So it's the it's the FIFA. Yeah, it's got obviously picked it up. There was only
Where'd you pick that up from then? The Royal Mint?
You know it, boy. The Royal Mint. Standard doing.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I got that, and there was only it said on there was only like 21 remaining, so I was like, I'll get it. It was only like I think it was a £5, if that. So yeah, really happy with that, actually. Really happy with that mail day. We've also got some more mail here, but we'll get into that when I send it to you. Card Geezer, shout out if you're listening, receives. Muchos gracias, hermano. We've got a big care package here. 2 care packages, one for BC and one for me. So that will be revealed all in due time. But look, without
Get it shipped,
further
boy,
ado,
along with that Alisson Becker.
oh, the care package is pending coming to New Zealand, boy. Don't you worry about that. There's a couple more that I'm going to pick up for your Finted
Get
that
it tracked.
I've seen, that a couple of JSN cards.
Oof.
No on-card autos, but they're pretty good. Look, jump into the Merlin product, Chief. Talk me through the rip of the blaster box you have.
So I've sent you a video, part 1, to go on TikTok. I'm going to put it on Instagram later, part 1. I picked up a box from Top Play. Where else? And wow. I said to Emma, who knows nothing about cards, as we've seen from her takeover breaks, this could quite possibly be the best set of cards just that I've ever held. They feel phenomenal. The quality is unbelievable. When I think back to Topps Chrome Football, talking about the base cards, look like they've been pulled for a hedge backwards. These are so clean. The edges, the cuts, the thickness, beautiful. And my first pack, MC, as you'll see on the video, I've pulled an absolute banger. I mean, this player is not for me, but it's an undeniable banger. It is a guitar variation, Cole Palmer, number to 95.
Love
First
to
pack.
see it, Chief.
It's unbelievable.
In the words of the
Unbelievable.
Hives,
So that
sorry to interrupt. In the words of the Hives, Swedish rock band, hate to say, I told you so. That product is,
Yeah.
like I said, some of the best product I've had the pleasure of ripping, and I'm so happy that you've felt the same. And that's a fantastic pull. What a pull from a blaster box.
MC, the Ray Waves hit different. Nice bloke, Ray Wave. But look at that.
Yeah, boy.
Phenomenal. And
Yeah.
have you got some sunglasses on you? Because you're going to need them, because that is shiny. Look at that.
Oh yeah, the Mystic Afternoon. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. So there's a little taster. I got a nice silver Cherky. That's how you say it.
Yeah. Ryan
And
Cherky.
then, here we go, MC. You're going to have a lot of time for this, boy. We'll start with the lesser of the two. We've got a nice base Virgil van Dijk.
Big Virg.
And then we've got on the Tada refractor, we've got a ESAT.
Class. Unbelievable. I'm very
Love to
jealous that
see
you've
it.
got.
And then, wait for this, boy. We've got a Freddie Potts, Young Magicians, a couple more Ray Waves, nice bloke. And then we got a Noni Madueke. I think you had one when I watched your video, a VHS.
Oh yeah. Very nice. Look at that. Clean.
It's unbelievable. An unbelievable product. It's just too expensive over here. That's the problem.
Right.
So the
okay,
blaster
yeah.
box was $90. So you're looking about £45.
Yeah, 30 quid over. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 15. What I liked about this, MC, as well, is that out of that box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, only 9 cards were base. That weren't rookies, so we had some rookie bases. Every other card was either a rookie, an insert, or a variation.
Yeah. Good
so
return, isn't it?
Yeah, so even with it being fairly dear over here, as a product, it's still good value. It's still very good value. Every card's phenomenal. You're getting some nice rookies in there, and those inserts are great. And topping it off, or starting it off, should I say, with the Cole Palmer numbered card was a really, really good start. So video will be going on Insta today and TikTok at some stage. Lovely product.
Everyone's a winner, boy. Love to see it. I guess that's a good segue
Yeah.
into Codswollop of the week. Codswollop. Coom, I'm going to jump in real quick on this one. My Codswollop
You jump in, boy.
is packing how cards get packed and sent. This Gerrard card, I'm not going to really show because you probably won't be able to see it. Now, I don't know about you, but protecting your cards is sort of paramount, especially in your PC, right? So when you receive a delivery of a card, and this shop Gerrard card that I got, I thought, oh, yeah, nice. 2 bits of cardboard, lovely, just what I like to see. In a top loader, lovely, da-da-da. And you start to open it, and then it's been absolutely caked in sellotape. So you have to pull the sellotape off the top load, and the top load is essentially redundant. No need. Tape the outside of the cardboard, almost like a over and under, left to right, And that's what you need to do. It's not going to move from there, is it? You don't need to do it. You don't need to tape it on the inside to the cardboard. So my Codswollop is, if you're packing a card and you're sending it, keep it simple. Don't overuse sellotape. Codswollop. Over to you, Coach.
Yeah.
Simple.
I don't really have any Codswollop.
Oh, right.
I've nothing's really rattled my cage this week. I think that's the beauty of Codswollop, isn't it? You can't force it.
That should
You
be the
can't force
slogan. Codswollop. You can't force it.
You can't force it. Yeah. Don't force me into it, else you'll become the Codswollop.
Oh, right. Is that a threat? Or
Yes. You just made
feels
the
like a
list.
threat? That could be going into Coom Currie courtroom.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't really have any Codswollop MC. I'm still being tormented by my previous Codswollop. If you want me to give you an update on that, these bloody pedestrian crossings.
oh yeah, I thought of you the other day when I was
Every day.
letting someone cross the road. I thought of you the other day, thinking you would have hated this. Yeah, still tormenting you, aren't they, bastards? Oh.
Well, I might have to write to the council to see if they can move it to the other side because it's just winding me up. People stopping miles off, and every morning I have to go, look, I'm walking that way. Even when I'm not even facing them, I feel like I have to turn around because I can hear them stopping at the thing. I'm not set, I'm not ready. I only stop when I'm ready. You know what I mean? So it's still tormenting me. I'm considering a letter to the council, to be honest. But no fresh Codswollop, Martin. So yeah,
I guess this would be the first Codswollop rollover in terms of your one. Then it's rolled over to the next week.
You need 2 Codswollop next week. Well,
look, let's get into the courtroom, Coon. Order in the court. Coon, we've had a submission this week. First and foremost, Coom Currie courtroom is open for business. It's not Derek. No, that legal matter was dealt. That legal matter was dealt with last week, and we moved on from there.
Yeah.
Look, I just want some clarity on this for the listeners. It's anonymous. You can email us in or DM us. You can email CC Sports Cards and then 11, the number 11, at gmail.com. Now, this can be serious. It can be for a laugh. It could be banter. It could be anything that you have that you think needs clarification. And if you need it from the boys, the New Age Outlaws, the tag team champions of the world, email in, drop us a DM. So in this week's courtroom, Coom, I dealt with this one, so this will be news to you. But I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on what you think on this subject. So we had a submission from a young man. His name is Kevin, for anonymous reasons. His name is Kevin. He's from Southampton. Now, Kevin's new to the hobby, I would say. He's collecting sports cards, specifically football cards. Now, he has been, how can I put this, at the brunt of the jokes in his circle of friends. So majority of his friends are his close circle, have also entered the hobby. They're at college, so they're young, they're getting into it, they're learning the ropes, if you will. Now, Kevin's situation is thus. He's been collecting cards, but it's something we touched on earlier, protecting your card. And what Kevin has done is he didn't know otherwise how to protect the cards. So he has collected some cards, wanted to keep the cards that he wanted to keep in his PC, if you will, and he's put the card directly into a top loader. Okay, not once, not twice, numerous times, because he didn't know otherwise. Now, the repercussions of that are that through his friends, he's now become the brunt of the jokes of saying, you're doing it all wrong. It needs to be this, it needs to be that. And he feels a bit downhearted, bit frustrated with it all. Didn't know that, you would maybe take a penny sleeve, pop it in there, pop it in a top loader. So he's come to the courtroom and he's asked for justice on this. He's basically saying, is he guilty of not protecting his cards by putting them directly into a top loader? Or is he not guilty due to the fact that he hasn't been well versed and he doesn't know the specific ways of this? Coom, I'll throw it over to you. What are your thoughts on that subject? What do you think?
Well, factually speaking, he's guilty, isn't he? Because he's put the card straight in a top loader. That's a fact. So I think it's an open shut case. However, what I would say if I was the judge summing up, I would say to the boys, because I'm sure they've come to the gallery to see the verdict, but I would say, help the boy. That's what Coom Currie Sports Cards is all about. Yeah, new to the hobby. Show him the ways. Don't take the mick. that I found is quite a common thing with new people, isn't it? How do you know these things? How do you know you got to put it in a penny sleeve? How do you know you got to put it in a top loader? The other question I'd have for him, Kevin, is were any of the cards damaged? Because if not, I'd say the joke's on your friends. Because you could say, well, yeah, I've made a mistake, but I've got away with it. So I feel like that's critical information. Did you? I feel like putting a card unprotected directly into a top loader doesn't necessarily equal damage. You know, it's it equals potential damage. So if you've got away with it, then you've learned. You know, I think you look at the evolution of how we've stored cards, or you know, how everything like that. You know, we've made mistakes along the way, but we learn, we move on. So factually speaking, if the crime is, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what the judgment is really, because factually speaking, yeah, the judgment is you've done it wrong, mate. So guilty. But with that, like I said, comes some guidance notes, and that's my summing up really. Yourself, MC?
Coom, I've got it. Here, 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 here. The judge orders that he is guilty of not protecting his cards correctly. But the what am I looking for? What's the word? What I'm going to say to him, the sentence for Kevin is community service. Yeah,
Community service.
learning on the job. Yeah, yeah. Learn through the community. Learn through the hobby. Amend your ways, and in the future, penny sleeve straight into the top loader. Jobs are good in. You won't be the brunt of the jokes. Maybe on the flip side, he'll be, he'll be the one making the jokes. So,
let the community serve you. Let the community service you. Wait, that sounds wrong actually. Move on.
Justice has been served, and justice will always
not
be
that type
served
of show.
in Coom Currie courtrooms. Yeah, let's move on. Coom, throw it over to you, mate. We have got a little bit of an overview on stats on the podcast.
Ooh, we love
on social media. A little update for you listening or watching at home.
Coom Currie stats. Yeah, MC, we've not done this before, have we? So I wanted to talk podcast stats. We are just under TikTok, just under 1,500 followers, I believe. The gram are. I'll give you a live update. Let's go for a little phase again where I get new followers, then lose them. But we're on 4,167 followers, which is great. Podcast, though, that's why we're here, the podcast. So we've never given any stats on the podcast. And I think one of the reasons was, if I'm being honest, is I don't know what good looks like.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with you, I don't know. What I say. I know I said before, like, you know, if we had 10 listeners, we'd still carry on with the podcast. Love it. But I never knew what good looked like. And I think I spoke on a recent podcast where podcasts a lot. I was listening to another one, and the guy said if you get 600 listens per episode of what you do, you'll be in the top 5% of all podcasts. He said then within that 5%, you've then got like the mega ones that get thousands and thousands. He said, but to make the top 5%, it's around 600 listeners per episode. Now, we're not there, obviously. But that gave me a little bit of perspective on what is good. So before we changed hosting platforms, I estimated that we were somewhere maybe 1,700, 1,800 listens. And then we moved to a new stream. And then on this one, we're on about 3K. So I would say I don't know, somewhere around 5,000 streams of our episodes and we're now on 52, and I think that's mind-blowing, if I'm being honest. And when you add that context of, you know, what gets you in the top 5%, I don't think that's bad. You know, 52 episodes in to be around 5K in terms of listens is like, it's a little bit I don't know, I just love it. Phenomenal. So yeah, I just want to thank, you know, and the only reason we're looking at the stats is because we need to know, we want to grow the hobby, we want to grow the podcast, and that's why it's relevant. Not because we're not doing the podcast to get into the top 5% or become the biggest podcast in the world. We're doing it because we want to contribute to the hobby, but obviously it's nice to know that it's going in the right direction. And then obviously when you do different things, you can see, you know, per episode. So I'm looking at the top 5 episodes. Number 1 episode, I'm going to give you the top 5s. All I'm going to say is that all over 100 listens, but I'm going to give you the name of the shows. So coming in at number 5, Coom Currie Courtroom Debuts, NZ Card Collector Show Review and England Win. That is last week's podcast, comes in at number 5 in the top 5 shows, which is phenomenal. That is amazing because that was last week. Amazing. Number 4, we are back at the seaside. PCG, Dakar, and more. That was Andy from Seaside Sports Cards jumping on the show. Is episode number 4.
Love it.
In at 3, again, this is phenomenal. A free guest, all New Zealand lineup, the card show, NFL takeover special, plus a huge announcement. In at number 3, another new episode, and the numbers on this are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Number 2, probably my favourite title of a podcast show is Keep Them Hiddies in New Zealand and more UK breaker scandal. In at number 2. Unbelievable. And the number 1 episode as it stands is a sit down with a legend at Top Play Sports Cards, and Coom shares his love for the NZ community. Is our biggest show in terms of streams. Unbelievable.
Top draw.
What's amazing, there's some standout shows that you can see where people are going to have interest. You know, you're bringing in people that are well known, big in the community and stuff like that. It's going to have a draw. So it's amazing. To me, it's no surprise that episode's in the top 5, for example. The sit down with Shane. A lot of people were interested. People wanted to hear what Shane said. It's the same with the boys from New Zealand, the same Vandy from Seaside. But I think from our perspective, to have shows where, like last week's show, in at number 5 already, and a lot of these shows pick up streams after, like way after the event. So I look at the numbers and people are downloading old shows and stuff like that. But last week's episode, in at number 5, wouldn't surprise me if in a month's time it's pushing the top episode. That was last week and it's in at number 5, and the numbers on this are phenomenal. So hopefully that gives the listeners a little insight into how well or where we are as a show, and it's growing as I've just discussed there. But yeah, like overall, to have in the region of 5,000 downloads for me is phenomenal. So I just want to thank people again. I won't go on too much because I've got a tendency to do it, as how's your luck, Dom Lot would say, go off on a tangent. But to have that many people want to listen to the show and stuff like that is a little bit overwhelming. So yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah,
Back
big
to
time.
you in the studio.
Yeah, mirror that, Coom. Thanks to everyone for listening. Obviously, the numbers, like you said, there could be 10 plays per episode, and we'd still do it. But the fact that we're bringing in these sort of figures is astounding, and we're super proud of that. It's pretty inspiring as well. It makes us want to go away and come back with better content and more topics that are of that people will want to listen to. That people are going to be attracted to listen to the pod because of fresh ideas, fresh segments. So the more that people listen, the more it pushes us to provide a better podcast. So yeah, thanks to all that's listening. Keep telling your friends, family, dogs, cats. Not next door.
Huge in the dog world.
Yeah, hugely appreciated, and long may it continue. Big up you listeners and watchers. Thank you, Coom. We've covered a lot. Here we are. I think we've come toward the end of the show. Have you got any other business? Oh no, first off, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot. Shout out to Bangladesh, the top 5th country that we've been streamed in.
Yeah. I didn't cover that, did I?
You didn't, but get in the Bangladesh. Shout out to you. We would love to
hold
get,
on a minute.
If there's any listeners out there, Bangladesh collectors, we want you on. We want to chat to you.
Right, let me cover this, MC, because I've got to go out into this hurricane now, take the girls to school. But I'll go. This is interesting, right? Top countries over the last 7 days, right? 7 days first. Let's go with number 5, Canada. Huge in Canada. 2% of all downloads in the last 7 days, right? Netherlands, number 4. Netherlands? Where's that come from? Netherlands, 4% of all downloads. And then we're getting big. Top 3, United Kingdom. 19% of all downloads in the last 7 days. Number 2, United States, 33%. And then making its debut at number 1, because it's not been at number 1 before, New Zealand, 41% of all downloads.
Up the Kiwis.
If we change it to the last 12 months, this is my favourite, right? Phenomenal. Top 3 in a different order remains the same, right? In at 5, right? 3% of all downloads over the last 12 months, Bangladesh. And then number 4, 13%, Vietnam.
Yes.
Amazing. Number 3, United Kingdom, 15%. New Zealand, number 2, 17%. And then a whopping 26% is the United States of America. Other countries, just in random, below the top 5, we've got Brazil, Pakistan, Iraq is in there, Argentina, Belgium. Amazing. We are truly global, MC.
Global what? Mr.
When you're getting
World
streamed
what?
in Iraq, you know you've made it.
Mr. Worldwides, yeah? Here we are. USA, USA.
Yeah,
Wow.
phenomenal.
There we have it.
Time for me, MC, to depart the show.
Coom, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
Just want to quickly just talk to you about this. Any other business got these little stickers, yeah? You get them in like Coke bottles, and they go in a Panini sticker album.
Oh yeah,
Pretty cool. Look, back of a bloody Diet Coke thing. Harry Kane and
Yeah.
another big
oh,
verge.
so they go in that album.
There's a double page spread at the back. For these, there's 12 stickers to collect, and I've got 5 so far, so not many to go. But just want to let you know about that. It's quite cool. I quite enjoying getting them from promotional bottles. But yeah, cool. Coom, what a pleasure. Great chat. Up the worldwide, up the USA, up every other country listens. We'll see you on the next one. Regards to your family.
See your family, MC, and the listeners. Over and out.
See you later.